Hey, this is Jotham. Welcome back. I'm going to be talking about the 4th and 5th week of my development on Neptunopolis. So I'm actually effectively done now. I'm just going to be walking through what I've been up to in the past 2 weeks and showing you the different changes I've made and hopefully explain why I've made them as well. So first of all, we start up in the room, and you might have noticed at the top of the screen there was a bit of a little tutorial thing saying press B on the controller or E on the keyboard to interact. And so yeah, if we just go over here and press the button, then the door opens, and you've heard door open. You also might have noticed that the button itself did a bit of an indent. I wanted to give the player some feedback when they're using that and when they're pressing the button, just so it feels a bit more natural. So you might remember last time I said that there will be an audio log over here. There is, I made it, and so if I walk over and if I walk into it or press E, I collect it and it lets me know. And if I press the pause button, then I can select it. So I've got a little pause menu as well. Resume, controls, or quit, and audio tapes over here. I'll quickly show the controls as well. Just got all the different controls here. It's a bit low resolution, but oh well, it's just the way it is. And then also audio tapes here. So if I press it, then you can hear in the background. Whoops, didn't want to do that. But I won't play them more because you can probably play that for yourself. So let's crack on. If you walk through here, you also get another tutorial. Press this button to shift, to sprint, I should say. And then we get the target acquired, the turret seizers. So I'll show you something quickly with a turret. Let me just get around there. The button on the turret is different now, and this means that it's quite a lot easier to see the difference, and it will come quite apparent later on. But now we know, okay, that's where we're supposed to go and press. So if we walk over there and press it, I have another little thing as well where it just a flash and the ball of the head sort of just zooms into the center. Just once again giving the player a little bit of extra something to help them out and distinguish what's going on. So let's move on to the next section. Doors opening, another audio log here, and then walking through here, we're told to crouch. How to do it? The player's introduced to it properly. I showed you this last time, but just once again the visual hint of what to do really helps the player out. So into the next section, this is the same. Nothing major has changed here. Just introducing the player to the jumping, reinforcing the crouching mechanics as well, and also reinforcing the red light. Follow the red light for things you should be looking at. Okay, so walking to this next session, you'll notice something immediately different. There's an enemy here, and also the way you pick up the exosuits changes as well, so I'm going to let you listen.
Exosuit activating. Heads-up display activating. Welcome back, sir.
So we have a little something saying da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and also you might have noticed that the hood sort of fades in and out a little bit at the start. It's sort of like booting up. Okay, let's put an end to this. So straight away you sort of get the gun and so you can duck behind cover here, or you can duck behind cover here, but of course it's quite easy to shoot in the centre. If they don't, they keep on shooting on the outside. That's fine. It takes 5 shots to shoot. And we have another audio log there. Now this next section is quite different. So walking in here, we're told
wall climb component activated.
How to wall climb. We have a quick tutorial. Press Q to wall climb. And so I can wall climb now. And this actually was a section I really wanted to add because previously when people were playing the game, it wasn't really clear what was going on there, how to wall climb and such. And so now that it's a part of the tutorial section, or it's part of the game, I think it really reinforces and helps the player out in understanding. And we have a bit of a long section here forcing the player to make use of it, because if I just fall in, I'm teleported back, so we've got to make use of it. There we are, and across the gap, and we're in. And then we drop down once again, straight onto some ammo, which also says ammo collected, just once again giving the player some help and some feedback. We're walking around the corner and we're against this enemy again. So they could walk in. Lots of players actually sort of stood a bit further back and tried to snipe it, which is fine. When you die, you come all the way back here. That's a good thing to show, actually. So yeah, when you do die, you respawn there, forcing you to do this again. I don't think that's that bad. I think it's okay. Alright, so then moving on to the next section. Here is really apparent that's an enemy. We might as well shoot it. We're walking in here. There are a couple of less enemies at the initial start. Let's quickly get rid of this one as well. And the reason is I was given some feedback that actually it would be better for players to not feel super overwhelmed when they enter into the room. So they'll notice, okay, there's two of these buttons, one over here, and then we press it, and we get more enemies coming up, and this adds just a bit of extra challenge for the player as well, just so it keeps it engaging. But both areas are sort of shown off with a red light of where to go for the buttons.
Doors opening. Ammo collected.
And once again the doors open, so we can move on. Here's another audio log.
Audio log collected.
And here we have the double jump section.
Activated.
Just a quick showcase. You need to double jump to get across. Nice and easy. Here, another enemy. Just quickly blast this one. Keeping the player on their toes. And here we have another little just parkour section. There's lots of ways to do it. Players did it in different ways. Lots of players like to just go through the normal way here, crouch through, and then jump up here. But some players actually quite like doing it this way as well, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You know, I think it's good that they're making use of the mechanics in their own way and sort of giving the player an opportunity to sort of jump around in their own style. This is another new section. So previously this would have gone straight away into another fighting room. Actually, at the end of the fighting room, that's when you got the grapple hook. But I wanted to give the player this earlier because it was actually quite possibly the funnest part of the game. And so getting the player the grapple hook earlier, so I made this little crawling section, like you're going through this vent or something. You're dropping down,
Grapple gun activated.
and you're told this is how you grapple gun. So I'll quickly show you here. That's the grapple gun, and here we're straight away introduced to another section we have to use. So if I fall down, I respawn back here, so I've got to use the grapple gun just to get across. And here, showcasing the grapple gun can be used upwards as well. A little crawling section again, and now where the player has to use the grapple gun in conjunction with the wall climb as well. So this whole section just getting the player used to these mechanics, hopefully getting it in their heads that, you know, this is what you can do. This is what you can do to have fun. So I also wanted to, I thought it was a bit of a shame that you're only having one gun throughout the whole game, so I decided to give the other gun here.
Additional weapon collected.
And so you're told how to swap the weapon. You have this Pluto rifle, slightly different,
Doors opening.
and you can have a better zoom, but it actually does a lot more damage than the other gun, so I'll show you here. Not super much damage. So entering into the room, this is where players had a lot of fun, I think. Sort of jetting around the place and yeah, just using the different mechanics to take out these different turrets. Actually, I'll see if I can let myself die here. Maybe not, I don't know. There we are. So you respawn here if you die here, so you're still in the action, got enough time to maneuver around the place. Just wanted to make sure that, yeah, considering that the player might fail. Alright, so now we realise we've got the three different buttons to find. So one's down here, the red light flashing, demonstrating this is where you need to go. Another one over here, this is one was probably the one found the most, just because of the where it is, where all the action's happening. And this one took a lot of time, I think, for people to find. I think part of this is because I used white light instead of red. I wanted to do that to sort of, yeah, create, you know, a different feeling. But yeah, people found it eventually. They just sort of, yeah, kept looking around and they found it. This final button.
Doors opening.
And once that happened, the door opens. Let's see if I can get there. There we are. So, this final section is like an ending section. This took me quite a while to do, but it's really cool. Lots of players said that they thought that the end needed some work. It just sort of ended. There wasn't anything special about it. It sort of got to the end and they're like, okay, well done. But here, I think there's a bit more of a special moment. So if you walk in here, the title screen comes up, the movement is taken away, and you see the scene of all the ships flying off in this Neptunopolis Max prison. And then the game ends, and that's where we are. So that's what I've been getting up to. That's effectively lots of the different changes I've been making. Just trying to increase different amounts of player feedback, the look and feel of the game, and trying to take into consideration the things people have been saying. So hopefully, yeah, that should be a good picture of what I've been up to. The game is finished. It's on itch.io. I'll include a link in the description. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Cheerio.